and welcome to Mars Musings of this week. This week I want to elaborate on something that I experienced at Kinnernet, which I had spoken about last week, which was an ice bath. I actually had been repelling it, I would say, or maybe judging it or questioning it on some level when everyone was posting pictures of themselves jumping into ice baths, the whole movement around it. And I just wondered about the craze, and I just thought to myself, unless it was really there, I didn't want to get out of my way to do it. I'd heard a lot about chromotherapy and different ways that it can really help us. And so at Kinnernet, when it was presented there by Steven with the breathwork session, I thought, why not? I'm here, it's here, let's try it out. And honestly, it was an incredible experience. By synchronicity, we had dinner together the night before. It's my first night there, and we really bonded around our spiritual journeys, our explorations. He has a beautiful story of being a founder of a great startup and all other paths. And he said to me, I had the network, the connections, the money, what did I want to do? And breathwork and ice came to him. And now he's been helping many founders and different people in these areas to really overcome their limits. And so when we spoke at the dinner, I realized that I had fears within, limits that I was so afraid to overcome. And one of the big ones for me in life has been actually the cold. Having grown up in Singapore, it's always been warm. So every time there's a bit of cold, I'm always stressing because I don't really understand the temperatures on some level. When I just see the temperatures there, it doesn't make so much sense to me, since I grew up in a country, it was 28 to 32 degrees every day, sunshine, a little bit of rain. So we were more or less wearing the same clothes, except for in shopping malls that were so cold, full of aircon, that we had to put on jumpers. So a bit of a crazy city, a bit of a crazy temperature mix. But when I did move to the UK to study, I was just fearing the cold. I was not understanding that probably I was dressing wrongly. And so it's always been a factor that was there. And at the moment as well, my entrepreneurial journey, my work journey, there's some barriers, I would say, or some thresholds I wanted to start overcoming. And so as we spoke, it really became evident to me that I could use the ice bath to really overcome them, because when we know how we can work with our minds and our bodies, so much more can be accomplished. And so I did the ice bath with my partner at Kinnernet together. It was incredible. Like, Steven was an amazing facilitator, always looking into my eyes, holding the spot, and really allowing me to drop into the breath, to drop into that state of where I could just be there without freaking out, just in pure presence. And that pure presence, that state, by the time the 2 minutes were over, I felt like I could stay so much longer, because I just reached this point where I wasn't fighting anything, but I was believing so much in myself that I was almost overcoming all of the fears that could have existed in there, all of the resistances that allowed me to really move beyond it. And so if anyone is thinking about it, if you are thinking about ice bath, if you think it's a crazy craze, if you're really looking at it and just wondering what is everyone on about, honestly, for me, I would say I would recommend it now. It was just a great reset. For me, it was a great reset, a great restart moment. Of course, Kinnernet in itself was just such a high with incredible people, connections, collaborations, conversations, but that was like the cherry on the cake that brought all of that work into my inner being and allowed me to really feel that strength, that resistance, that power that I have within to overcome all the challenges that I face on the outside, and that I'm much stronger than my body and my mind can really hold that firmness, that alignment, that integrity, that knowingness for me. And so I would say the big takeaways for me were that I can overcome the cold, like a little one, but you're not going to freeze to death, even if there's a bit of wind. So I'm not freaking out about packing everything in my bags now. My fears, knowing that when I can overcome something like this, which seems like a huge challenge, I can overcome any of my fears, especially in these thresholds as I'm building my businesses. And the third one was really also trusting in myself and in that process of deepening within and in my breath, really. It's just a reconfirmation of how strong our breath is, how strong we are as humans in holding ourselves there, and that is all recreated in our minds. And that moment brought that threshold forward, that real strength within. And I would say I'm really still re-energized from it. I'm still integrating everything, but so many new things are coming forward that I'm trying to find the movement, the way, the really, I would almost say, ripple effect, or the whoof of it, the integration of that into life and how that connects to others and what that places me at. I had an amazing conversation now with a lady, Ada, who exactly said this. She's like, the first time I went, I felt imposter syndrome. The next time I went, I believed in myself. and I'm feeling this. It's like, let's believe in ourselves. Let's find our inner strength. And the ice bath really brought me to that of who am I? What is my strength? And how can I ground into this? I'd love to hear from you. Have you done an ice bath? Would you be inspired to do one? Did you have judgments about it? Which I definitely did, because it's been such a craze. And how also you have learned from it and overcome maybe some fears, barriers, limitations that are allowing you on your entrepreneurial journey, your life journey, to really enter new thresholds and realms of existence. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please stay in touch. Please give me your feedback. I love hearing from you, and I love to just expand and learn together on this journey that we're on.